Well, hello, my pretties. Welcome to day number 2 of Drizzle Pop Cash. You are up inside of my free community space called XMH Mentorship. XMH stands for my initials, Xtina Marie Harmsworth. This is my mentorship group where on a pretty monthly basis, I drop live content, especially curated for women entrepreneurs and women of depth who also love money. So today's training, we're going to be talking about manifestation and also giving away some prizes, which is really dope. And this training specifically is on the topic of Drizzle. So I'm going to be teaching a sequence this week. And hi, it's coming live. Hey, what's going on, you guys? I love you guys so much. I'm going to be teaching a sequence this week. And the vibe is right now we're inside of what's called the Lionsgate portal. The Lionsgate portal. Lionsgate portal. It actually opened prior to 8/8. So it was already in effect before like the 8th of this month, but a lot of people celebrate the height and the peak of Lionsgate Portal on 8/8. So if you see a lot of marketing and people like doing things with 8/8 as far as manifestation, yes, we are in the middle of one of the most like magnificent manifestation weeks of the entire year. People do manifestations this week that tend to kind of inform and impress and lead their entire next year of their life. And so you're free to ignore it. And some people do. And some people say, well, it's just 8/8. It means nothing. But I am someone who I just choose to believe that dates have significance. I choose to believe that when it says 1:11 on the clock, that like my angels have got my back. I choose to believe that 8/8 is a special day for manifestation. And if you pay attention, you'll find out that people worldwide do the same thing. My highest level mastermind, there's things that are synchronicities. If you're live right now, type the word synchronicities. And if you don't know how to spell it, don't feel really bad. Synchronicities, do your best. But there's synchronicities happening worldwide. And with my highest level clients who are telling me things like they've been waiting for a whole entire year for their pool in their backyard to be finished. And the team pulled up at 5 o'clock in the morning and banged their door down and filled their pool after they've been waiting for a year to get it done. Another one of my clients let go of a corporate position yesterday, and she looked back and she realized that she started that corporate position 3 years ago to the date on 8/8 and completed it on 8/8. She just woke up in the morning and she knew. It's like I'm not the only one in the world who's experiencing massive synchronicities right now, and it's something global. Something global. So if you're experiencing synchronicities this week where you're like, oh my gosh, things that I've been waiting for are happening now, it's not a coincidence. And also if you're at a place where like things are coming to a head and you're like, enough, I'm ready to walk through a new door. It's time to shut this mofo and go into a new door. It's not an accident. So feel free to pipe in, and I want to acknowledge the people who are here live really quick. Feel free to pipe in and tell me where you're at this week. Are you in a place of noticing that like things that you've been waiting for are all of a sudden like, boom, there's a chance this week? Or are you kind of more on the team of, okay, I'm feeling frustration, thickness, heaviness, and I'm like, I'm complete with that and I'm ready for the fresh. So tell me where you're at, because today we're going to talk about the drizzle aspect of your brand, and it's going to be fun. One more thing before I pull our first winner for today, I want to say that this 5-day masterclass experience, it is geared towards women who, if you knew that this was the week of your whole year where you could literally name it and manifest things. There are certain types of women whose like most ardent wish is to have more cash, more celebration, and a dazzling personal brand. And so there's all different kinds of people in this group, but if you are the person who's more on that side of the coin where you're like, you know what, if I could have anything that I want, like literally I want my luxury or dazzling personal brand, I want it to take off, I want success, I want celebration, like that's my most ardent wish, this is your place. This is your place. Desiree Henley, oh my gosh, she said, like the oldest sloughing off. I have to tell you something. No, I don't. It's gross. It's gross, but we're all women here, right? Should I tell you this? I feel like I should tell you this. Okay, this has nothing to do with this week's training, but I have to explain something to you. It's gross. But I'm known for just being TMI. So this week, we're potty training my 2-year-old, right? And that word sloughing just gave me like deja vu. Okay, so we're potty training my 2.5-year-old, and she's getting used to wiping her downstairs kitty cat with toilet paper, okay? So I was explaining to my husband, like, you still need to get in there and like wipe with a wipe sometimes because she's little. Like she doesn't understand the full wipe situation yet. And I was like, there's like toilet paper dust in there. And he's like, is that what that is? I'm like, yes. Like, you got to get that out. Like, she's little. She doesn't get it yet. And I was like, sometimes you might see something that's like whitish, like on an adult woman. But I was like, that's because vaginas are self-cleansing. Like they have like a self-sloughing mechanism. And so like, you may see something like that. But I'm like, this is for adult women. Like, little girls don't have that yet. And my husband was like, he said self-sloughing. I was like, I don't know how else to tell you that, like, vaginas are self-cleaning. You still should clean the outside, but like, the inside is self-cleaning. He was dying. He was dying. So when I saw someone write just now, like the oldest sloughing off, I was just like, my husband was like, he was like, all I can picture is like, like a sheet of snow sloughing off of a roof. And I was like, that's not the picture that I was trying to give you at all. That's not how it goes. I'm red. Do you see me? I'm red. Anyways. So I was explaining to my husband why like douching is not healthy. It was a whole situation. I'm so glad that this whole conversation is like a woman conversation up in here. You will never hear the word sloughing and not think of me again for the rest of your life. That is not what this training is about, but you're welcome. Anyways. So, shout out. I see Elizabeth Elliott. I see Magda across the pond. Welcome, babe. I see Lena Chavez. I see Arlene. Desiree says dead. Summer, what's going on? I see Mariah, Jay, Brittany, Jordan, my favorite boudoir photographer up in here. What's going on? I see Cheryl. I see Tiffany. Tiffany, I'm going to see you at our retreat at the end of the month. I'm so excited. I see Belinda. I see Kendall Watts. Oh my God. One of my favorite makeup influencers, very beautiful. Dana Winand, what's going on, lady? Okay, I love you guys. Welcome, 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 welcome. I can see you, Crystal. Sometimes Facebook gives you a notification that says send a request to join your broadcast, but I can see you. Anyways, I am sloughing. Sloughing. The oldest sloughing off. Anyways, I'm gonna pull a prize winner before I get into the dazzling, drizzling component of this training this week for online marketers, for people whose most ardent wish is a stunning personal brand. Let me see whose name is in the wine chalice of destiny this week. Whose name could it be? By the way, every single day that you share the graphic for this training and tag me, your name goes in. So we have more names from overnight. Let's see who it is. And if I pull the same name as yesterday, I'm going to do a redraw. Just FYI. Don't be mad at me. Don't hate me. Okay. Who could it be? Every day we'll have a new winner. grand prize of $1,111 in mentorship money gets pulled on Friday. But until then, I'm just going to have fun and pull a name every day. Who's my person? Okay. The person who is going to win one of my favorite manifestation tools around that puts you in a good old vibe. Will it work? The money gun. Money gun getting shipped to your house so you can play with a money gun and get in the good manifestation money energy. My winner for today of the manifestation tool is Megan Dale. Megan, my team will be shipping out a money gun for you so that you can also play with your money. It's fun. Okay. So, let's talk. Let's talk about the drizzle component. The drizzle component. If your most ardent wish for this 8/8 manifestation portal week, which the portal stays open through the 12th, you got plenty of time. If you did no manifestation work yesterday, if you didn't even know about it, if you're like, oh, I missed it, like, do not worry about it, because the portal is an energetic and astrological portal, and it stays open until the 12th. So you got plenty of time. Don't feel bad. But if your most ardent wish of manifestation, if you shut your eyes and you go like, oh my God, what do I want? If last night you did the activation from day one and you sat with yourself and you're like, okay, what is the thing that I want so bad that it's almost painful to think about it? It's like that desperate feeling of like, oh my God, I want it so bad, I can hardly stand it. But also at the same time, you've got one foot in that energy and one foot in the energy of like, oh my God, but what if it happens? What if it works? If you sat with yourself and you really leaned into that energy and went like, okay, so like, what do I really want? If it was things like a personal brand, meaning to be known in the online space, on social media, on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, to be known that when people scroll, they see your stuff and it flies off the page and gets their attention. To be known. A personal brand means that people know you as a person. And whatever you choose to sell, meaning it can change, but it's not that people are buying the thing that you sell, it's that they're buying you. If when you shut your eyes, you were like, oh my gosh, I wish to be known. I wish to be trusted. I wish to have that scroll stopping capacity, that people are interested to see what I have to say. I wish to write things and create content and for it not to go falling on like deaf ears, but to have that like pop off the page factor. If you wish for that because you know that that leads to a life of freedom, alignment, you calling the shots, more wealth, more avenues for cash, because you know, like, if you have your people and you have a personal brand, you can talk about, if it aligns for you, you can talk about a physical product that you love and it will sell. But you could also offer coaching or a mastermind and it would sell. Kim, you're killing me. I have to stay focused. And if you offered a retreat for people to come and hang out with you in person, like, it would sell. And you could pivot when the old sloughs off and you're over it. you're complete. Like you're done selling that product and you're not tied to a product anymore. You can move. You can shift, you can pivot, and it's okay. A personal brand is truly the meaning of like being almost like known, like, and trusted like a best friend and a neighbor, but also having that like celebrity it factor, wow factor. Kind of like if you watch commercials ever, or like say you're watching Netflix and they'll have like an ad in between, and sometimes it's a celebrity face. Celebrity faces sell a lot of things. For me, like the integrity disconnect is like, I know that celebrity doesn't use Clairol hair color, so like you have no business being in the ad, but I'm sure you got a great payday, and that feels out of alignment. But for us who are in integrity in our word, and we're actually in the inbox talking to people and making recommendations and wanting to be known as a trusted advisor, like we can talk about something on a Monday, like our favorite hair product or our favorite cosmetic or our favorite vitamin or our favorite water filter or our favorite app. And on Tuesday, be like, oh my gosh, here's the shirt that I bought and the necklace. Like, here's my affiliate code if you like it. And on Wednesday, you can say, just by the way, I'm opening a course for people who want to learn about homeschooling their kids all over the world. If you want in, here's a link. Like a dazzling personal brand has integrity, and you make recommendations that you absolutely believe in, and you have affiliate links to sell. So this gives you the spaciousness to have the life of your dreams and travel. And like for our family, just recently, I've really gotten the travel bug because, you know, our smallest baby is about to be 1. And I have not traveled a ton with her because she screams in the car, and it's just, I'm not here for it. And recently she got to a place where she'll travel in the car. And I'm like, I want to go everywhere. I want to go everywhere. I have not traveled since like COVID happened. Like I am ready to go. Let's fly, let's go, let's play. And I just asked my husband the other day, like, are you down to like go rent a lake house for like a month? Or like a beach house? Are you down? And he's like, yeah. And I asked our nanny, like, can you travel with us? Yeah. Like, let's go. A dazzling personal brand gives you that capacity where you're getting PayPal notifications, Stripe notifications on the regular, but you create the schedule, you decide what you want to talk about, and when things begin to like not feel in alignment with you anymore, you're free to pivot, to shift, to change, to let it all go, to do something new. There's some of you who are like, I want more time to myself. I want to take better care of myself. I want more time to like meditate and work out and like have rituals and self-care. I want more time to journal. Some of you have a job in corporate America or like a regular 9 to 5, and you're just like complete with it. You can see a bigger vision than where you are right now, and it's literally bothering you. And you just have this feeling that having a personal brand and more cash coming in would be the answer. So Drizzle Pop Cash, this is directed to people like you who just feel like, yes, like I would prefer to create a personal brand. I would prefer to be the one in the driver's seat for my schedule, my life, my alignment, my message. These are people who feel like they're tiptoeing to the edge of the cliff and they're like, oh my God, like this is terrifying. I feel like I don't know what it's going to feel like to have eyes on me on social media and speak my truth and start selling. I don't know what that's going to feel like, and it's kind of terrifying. But you're on the edge of the cliff and you've got like wing gliders on and you're just curious enough to jump, but you want the wings to fly. The 8-8 portal will bring that out of you. Some of you saw on the weekend, I made a very daring, outlandish post where I basically just called out what I think is like baloney in the beauty industry. And it's a whole situation because I decided that I am not aligned with pushing makeup the traditional way. I just don't feel it. Don't like it, don't want to do it, don't align with it. There's nothing wrong with makeup. It's just my vision is so much bigger than that. My impact is so much bigger than that. I decided that I was not available for putting contour palettes in my stories. Megan, you're safe for the moment. I wasn't aligned with leading with a lip plumper. I'm not going to lead with a contour palette. I'm not going to lead with doing skincare. I'm not going to lead with pushing makeup. And I have so many reasons for this, and the 8-8 portal is bringing it out. I don't see makeup as like this thing that people should do to like align with society standards about beauty, to get the attention of partners, to be more worthy, to be more whatever. My relationship with beauty has shifted so deeply that it's not that I'm anti-beauty. I'm very pro-beauty, but I'm pro-beauty in a way that comes from I woke up worthy. I already woke up worthy. I was born worthy. I woke up royal. I woke up brilliant, smart, wise, full of riches, full of capacity, full of gold. I woke up already divine. So an amount of makeup or cosmetics isn't going to elevate my worth or value. But the deeper question is, are there sides of me that want to express? This is like the Drizzle component of your brand. Everyone who's live, write full self-expression. Full self-expression. Full self-expression. Full self-expression. To have the Drizzle Pop Cash effect, it starts with the scariest part. I talked yesterday about this feeling where you're like, I want this thing so bad. Like there are desires that probably are cropping up for you this week because of the 8-8 portal, where it's like, if you even touch the desire, you're like, oh, I want it so bad. I can't even think about it because if it doesn't come true, I'm going to be so disappointed and I can't deal with the disappointment. So I'm going to take that thing and I'm going to push it over here, box it up, and just not think about it. Because it's going to require of you your full self-expression. Your desire and your destiny require of you your full self-expression in so many different ways. One of the first ways that it requires your full self-expression is that if you have a secret desire that's so big it's painful, you're going to have to make it known. To your partner, if you have one, you got to tell more than yourself. Your closest friends, your people, so they can support you. A lot of us live our lives with these like secret desires. A lot of them. Like, what do you want in bed? What do you want with your money? What kind of house do you want to live in? What kind of a relationship do you want? And it's, wow, a dollar bill just literally flew. What the hell? I'm sorry. I like sprayed dollar bills out before I went live, and one of them just went across my floor. What the hell? Sorry. Okay, that was weird. That scared me. That's so cool. The energy is moving. Like, it can be painful to tell somebody, I don't like what's happening. It's not enough for me and I want more. That in and of itself is groundbreaking. Can be terrifying. And the 8-8 portal brings that stuff to life. There becomes a discomfort around like, I want more, and I'm actually frustrated enough to say something. Like, my desire is so big, I have to say something, or I'm going to explode, or I'm going to leave. I'm seeing people leave jobs this week. I'm seeing people exit relationships, and I'm also seeing people speak up and get what they want, but it requires full self-expression to say like, this is not in alignment anymore, and here's where I'm going. So the first way that your destiny and your desire is going to require full self-expression is literally like you have to say it. And if there's a brand that you're wanting to build, guess what? In order to market your brand, you have to tell people what you sell. Self-expression. That's just the nuts and bolts basics. Like, how do people pay you if they don't know what you have? How do you get the PayPal ding and the Stripe notification if people have no idea what you have to offer? I'm going to show you like a for real. And Monique, I love you, baby. I love my Monique. Hi, honey. You make me want to shave my head. You do. Monique is bold with her hair. I can move this ring light. It's kind of bothering me a little bit. There we go. Something really scary has been happening with like the luxury beauty side of my brand. And that is, okay, can I let you in? Like, can I let you in? Like BTS behind the scenes, like really let you in? In there. So my husband and I started the beauty brand in like 2015 in California. It was a whole situation. It was like a big deal for me. And we ran that brand. We did live events all over the world, retreats, live events in person. And my core thing was empowering everyday amazing women on how to, catch me, how to do their makeup. So I would teach women over the course of 30 days inside of a Facebook group or 2 days in person how to do your makeup, because I knew that, and mind you, I did this with 900 women. 900. 900 women have walked through beauty rituals with me. The reason that I did it was because I knew that when women would learn how to do their makeup, like a different side of them would unleash. There was this thing that would happen where like, oh, they would like all of a sudden stand up straighter. I was like, this is not the same person that walked in here. They would come back and tell me their sex life changed. They started making more money. Their families started attracting more money. Problem people went away. More opportunities came in. And like, I took it as evidence the first like 5 years. I took it as evidence of like, oh, well, I know this worked for celebrities because celebrities would come, and I've worked with like 70 something very like top celebrities. Before I started my makeup brand, there was like 70 something people on my client roster that were celebrities, like bomb. Okay. And I remember the feeling of like having these people come in the green room or going to their makeup trailer or their hotel room or their houses. And like they would sit in the makeup chair and I would do their makeup. And it was like when I walked in, the person in the chair, it felt like they were reminiscent of like my Aunt Kathy or my little sister, or it would remind me of a friend from high school or like somebody's dad. Because I did men's grooming too. Like men clients, I'd cut their hair and like, you know, do their facial stuff. And like I did men's hair and makeup and women's for camera appearances. And I would walk in and it never really shocked me, but it would just kind of like put me at ease because these clients looked like average Joe. You could walk right past them on the street and not know who they were. But this thing would happen when as I was doing the beauty ritual. And my beauty rituals weren't just makeup. Like I watch some of these people do makeup like behind the scenes on TV and I'm like, you have no magic. You have none. You have no magic. You probably will not get rehired. All they do is poof people with powder and I'm like, you have no magic. Where's the magic? But when I would do beauty rituals for my clients, it would start with like an opening ritual and like this like cooling eye treatment and eye drops that like refresh and cool your eyes and like cold packs and like massage and like stress reduction. I would do all these things that like grounded and centered and balanced the person. I did that first. And then I would move into like really curating this look for them. And it was intuitive. And I was always reading their energy and reading their preferences and letting them relax, like meditate. And when they got up out of the chair, they were a different person. The whole thing changed. Their posture, their voice, their presence, their certainty, their dynamic, everything. It wasn't, how do I say this? It was like a different person came out. It was them, but like the escalated version, the elevated version. Like, come on and tell me. There's a version of you that is like soft and like gets out of bed in the morning. There's that version of you. And then there's a different version of it. You've got the word. It's amplified. There's like there's a higher vibration of you available. It's still you. It just lives in there. And you know what, Dana's watching, she said, so interesting. It's like the non-frumpy version, but no, because like, I don't even like that word frumpy. Like, I never want to make a woman feel like the version of them that wakes up in the morning and that is tender and intimate and alive, and like the beating heart of your soul is still here. The heart that loved 100 million people, the heart that pumped blood through your body and nourished your skin suit so that you could walk through this life. Like, you're just as valuable when you wake up in the morning. Like, this is my message. But there's a certain frequency of like, this is me when I'm like intimate and soft and I just rolled out of bed and I'm maybe not quite like conscious on this plane yet. My soul's still kind of floating out there. I'm coming back in. There's that version of you. And then there's the version of you that's full on. And there's a lot of them. This is going to sound weird to someone who hasn't experienced this, but I bet you have. There's a version of you when you were like, I feel confident and I feel like I could do what I'm doing all day long. Like, there's a side of you that's like unstoppable. She's in there. There's a side of you that when you're in your zone of genius, you're so certain and like you can look dead into a camera and dead into people's eyes and you're unshakable. There's a side of you that is a full-blown sex pot. There's a side of you that is a bedroom vixen, on fire, turned on, juicy, wet, lust rocket, insatiable, dominated. Like, you have that. She's in there. And a lot of us, our desires are asking for full self-expression, right? Full self-expression. Your desires are asking for full self-expression. Yes, a lust rocket. You can envision that of yourself. You know, she's in there somewhere. And part of my magic in the world, vulnerably, has been, I know that for years I've helped women learn how to do their makeup. That's one side of me. But the deeper knowing in me at age 37 is that it's less about the makeup and it's so much more about letting women tap into these elevated versions of full self-expression that want to come out. And like, for some reason, there's like sensual elements of beauty rituals that let women tap into it easier. There's the sensual part that's like the literal 5 seconds, the five senses. It's like, what does it feel like? What does it feel like to like massage your face? There's that. It's like the feeling, like the touch. You know, it's like when you put on a lip gloss and it's got like a peppermint or like a vanilla, and it's like, what does it taste like? What does it smell like? What does the oil smell like that's going on your skin? Like, there's a sensuality component of it. There's the eye gate. It's like when you look like an expression of your soul, it's like playing dress up. You can step right into it. It's like being a little kid and putting on the superhero cape. There's one thing where you can pretend you have a cape, but then really having a cape, like, all bets are off. Beauty rituals do that. And like I said, I'm not here for making anyone feel bad on the days that they don't do a beauty ritual, because to be frank, I don't do them every day. And I love a real good filter that saves me time when I don't want to do it. When I've been in CEO mode all day and then I'm about to jump live, I'm like, filter me, please. Thank you. Here for it. But on a vulnerable side, it is easy for me, just like a lot of you, it's easy for you to do what you've already been doing. You already know how to make money in a certain way. For some of you, it's a 9-to-5 job. For some of you, it's like a certain thing that you sell. It's a certain way that you market. You've already done things in a certain way. And it's predictable. You know that you could make more money that way. You know that it's stable. You know that it worked. You know that it's replicatable. You know that you could do it again. And that's how I was beginning to feel about teaching women how to do your makeup. The message just felt like, yeah, I know I could market that, and it's predictable and it lands, and people understand, like, oh yeah, if you don't know how to do your makeup, go see Christina, she'll teach you how to do your makeup. There's one side of that. There's a different side to like letting the drizzle effect come through, which I'm going to teach you about today, I swear. We have still like 20 minutes left. Of letting go of what works and fully embracing what my soul is asking me to do. My soul was so bored. My soul was begging to be fully self-expressed. My soul was begging to tell people, come in my world, and I don't even care if you've been married to the same partner for the last 10 or 20 years. Come in my world, do some beauty rituals, do some embodiment, and I want to teach you how to unleash your inner slut. Some of you need to do that. Like, that's risky. It's risky to say that when a big chunk of my following is like people of different traditions of faith that are like, what are you talking about? Release your inner slut. And I'm like, and while we're at it, let's unleash your inner CEO, your inner badass, your inner, what else is there? Your inner romantic, your inner saint, your inner angel, your inner ethereal, your inner goddess, your inner... what's in there? Like, literally, there's versions of you that want so bad to come out to play and be fully self-expressed, because that is part of your drizzle factor for your brand. And the sooner you release her, the sooner you're going to be so much more potent and like a magnet in the online space, and a magnet in person, and a magnet for cash. Now, I'm going to take you back to when I first started doing, like, teaching people to do their makeup, because that's how I could explain what I did. It's like, oh, I did mystical magic for high-level celebrities and world-known billionaires and like the biggest players in the planet. Oh, but let me like break it down. And like, one of my old coaches used to say, like, speak Walmart, like, let people understand what you do. You gotta simplify it and speak Walmart so everyone understands. And I'm like, you know what I found out this year? I'm not Walmart. I'm like, not inclusive. I'm not here for dumbing down the mysticism of who I am. I'm not here to be like, oh, let me teach you makeup. I'll teach you how to contour and like release your inner goddess. Like, no. Like, it's not that simple. I will mentor you and I will coach you and I will give you the mindset work, and then we'll do rituals that help awaken full self-expression. I'm sorry, this is not available at Walmart or Sephora. I'm not competing with Sephora. I love Sephora, but we are two different dynamics. Sephora sells you a product. I curate a self-duplicating experience that you will have for life. I awaken sides of you that magnetize money, situations, attention, I don't even know how to say it, like synchronicities in your life. And I'm not this person that's like, I want you dependent on me for life. Like, no, I teach you and then it's yours. I'm an awakener. I'm a disruptor. I'm a mystic with beauty. I'm not available for talking about makeup. I'm available for talking about channeling the highest levels of you and giving them full self-expression. Because here's the messy part about the Drizzle component of Drizzle Pop Cash. And that is, when people decide that they want to have a remarkable, dazzling, magnetic, alluring personal brand that allows them to pivot and talk about anything that they want on any given day, and their audience is like, yes, I'm signed up, I'm here for it. There's something that one of my mentors taught me. It's called the third axis of energetics. The first ones are like what you've done and who you are. And the third axis is like the energy that people can feel across the screen. It flies off the page. It's not who you are or what you've done. It's who you are when you're doing it that people can feel. The third axis is the thing that makes people swipe, 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 stop. Who is that? It's the who is that question. The third axis of energetics is the look in your eyes. I'm gonna give you some. Okay, so there's a part of what I've taught a bazillion years ago, and then I let it go because I just love you, money. I'm gonna pop it on the floor. That had to do with like the vixen and like the smolder. Like there's factors to a woman that, I'm just gonna call it out lovingly, the patriarchy, the government, the doctors, the guys at work, the leaders of faith are just like, you know, could you tone it down a little bit? You know, Kellyanne's husband has that addiction to porn and you might lead him astray. Or you're at work and they're like, you know, it would just be better if you just tone it back a little bit, you know, kind of a distraction. It's not very professional of you to be a woman with vagina or breasts. You know what I'm saying? It's like we come here being like wild and full on, and then we just get like pushed down, pushed down, pushed down, and toned back. So there's a version of you that I like to pull out at my live events, especially the one that's coming up in the very beginning of September, where we're doing photo shoots, which are like part and parcel of branding. But like, you create a stage with your social media presence that you get to shout to the rooftops. You get to shout to like the top bleachers. But there has to be a sign to let people know to come in and watch and listen. So there's this like smoldering effect that every woman has. And an issue that I see with a lot of branding is that it's from far away. People put pictures of themselves and they duck out from being the front and center focus. They hide behind their kids, they hide behind their man, they hide behind an outfit, when like the world needs to see this close. They need to see the sacred pissed offness inside of you about what you're passionate about. They need to see the love in your eyes for humanity, for the causes that you care about. They need to see the sincerity that you care about them. They need to see your fierceness. They need to see your boldness. They need to see your acuity. They need to see your brilliance. They need to see your love. And most women are taking pictures from back here. And they get lost in the picture because, oh, what's that fluffy pillow? What's that sign up there that says, yes, you can? What's that money blanket in her lap? get up here. But to get up that close, it takes releasing and like fully self-expressing and literally like curating the side of you that wants to come forward. And some of us just don't wake up feeling that. And ritual takes you there. So like the drizzle effect in branding, think about like, there's so many pieces why I love the word drizzle. So when I think about drizzle, I think about one of my favorite desserts. It's like a brownie. Underneath a layer of white turtle ice cream with caramel weaved in there and like pecans and like a white chocolate ice cream. And there's a drizzle across the top of really thick caramel sauce. Drizzle. And like you can't see the brownie on the bottom. But just that drizzle on the top is just like, let me stick my spoon in that and get a mouthful. And then you dig in and you're like, what's that texture in the bottom? It's chocolate brownie. Didn't know that was there. I'm gonna eat this whole thing up. Your personal brand marketing starts with the drizzle sauce. There are so many components to you. There are so many layers to you. There's so many pieces to your offer. There's so many pieces to your money-making magnetism. There are women here right now watching live that could sell 20 different things, 50 different things. And the world is waiting for you to give them a saucy, juicy, drizzly, shimmering, naughty, alluring reason to dig in and dig to the bottom and be like, I didn't know she had all that. Lovingly, if all I ever talked about was makeup, you guys would never find out that this is inside of me. Do you understand the disservice that I would do to the planet if I continued talking about makeup and that's how people associated my brand? I'd be like, I can get makeup anywhere. I can get Hershey's chocolate sauce anywhere. Putting your bottle of cosmetics is like, for me, like putting a bottle of chocolate sauce. Here's my bottle. That's not the depth. You have untapped depth. You have more. You have more than what you're expressing. You have more than what you're letting your desires come out to be. You have more to talk about than what you're showing. You have bigger emotions than what you're letting loose because you're like, what if I get disappointed? Like lovingly, my babe, for you to get the thing that you desire, you have to say yes to full self-expression because people are not going to know what's in there if you don't give them a hint. Like, turn on the drizzle effect. Say yes to the allure. Say yes to the sensuality. Say yes to everything that people have tamped down and you're like, no, let it out. Because there's so much more to you than what you're saying. There's more to you than what you're offering. There's more to you than what you're selling. There's more to you than what you're expressing by showing up to a 9-to-5 or classifying yourself as just like a stay-at-home mom or whatever you're doing right now. Like, there is so much more. And lovingly, like, that's part of my mysticism and my magic in the world is I love to help women bring that out. And I would say my life has been a permission slip for women to bring theirs out by watching mine, but I want to go deeper, a lot deeper. So I want to just open up your eyes to the drizzle effect. There is an element of you that wants to come forward, especially in the online space. There's a part of you that like turns on the third axis of energetics. It's something that people could feel if they just scrolled and they saw your picture. They'd be like, whoa, what's that? It's not about the picture. Oh my God. How do I say this? It's not about the makeup. It's not about the clothing. The clothing and the makeup are an expression of the energy inside that has been permitted and given a voice and being allowed and given full self-expression and you committing to it. That's what people see. And it just so happens that a lot of the time when women decide like, I'm going to let these versions of me come out to play, they get creative and they want to dabble in like accessorizing and like artistic adornment. And I love being part of that. So I want to ask you to this week, this is the time to open the portal. I asked you to do some manifestation work yesterday, and that assignment is pinned at the top of the group. But right now, I want to ask you, will you open the portal? And ask yourself, I hate this, I hate to say this, but like, if you knew that this week was like the end of your days, and you had an opportunity to say like, can I have more time? There is a side of me that I still wanted to express that I never did. There's more I wanted to say. There's more I wanted to do. There were people I wanted to affect. There was a relationship I wanted to have. There was a level of love, fun, adventure, intimacy, wildness that I wanted to have. And you got granted more time. What side of you would you want to let out to play? The thing is, you don't know when it's over. You don't know when is your last day. You don't know when your time's up. I tell you what, when I asked myself this question, there were things that were not released. And in my most recent time with our production team, there were sides of me that I was like, I want to step into these versions of me that I haven't even touched yet. Some of the most recent pictures of my branding, there's a look in my eyes that I've never had before because I put myself in the mental capacity of like, I'm going to act out who I want to become as a manifestation. I teach this deeply inside of places like the Millionaire's Desk this whole year. There's going to be so much of this, and this is what I do with XMH, the beauty side of my brand. There are pieces of you that want to come to life. They want to come forward. You have let other people tamp them down. You have tamped them down. It's time to release and open the portal and say yes. So your activation tonight, leaving out of here, is to ask yourself, if this was my last week, this was the end of my days, what have I not expressed yet that wants to come out? Like, picture her. What is she doing? I'm in the middle of something really deep right now, and actually Monica, who's watching live, has a huge part to play in this. I'm in the middle of doing some things with my body and my health because there's a version of me. I gave her a name. I put her name in one of my apps, and every day someone in cyberspace calls me a different name and sends me reminders by the name of this thing that I'm wanting to manifest, because there's a part of me that is like so full-blown, full power, full expression that I haven't fully embodied yet. And like, I decided I'm stepping into her now. Because if it was lights out for me tomorrow, I would be pissed that I hadn't ever done this. Who is that side of you? So I want to ask you, will you let her out to play? By the way, the women who trigger you the most are typically, like when you watch them and you go like, why does she get to do that? That's so unfair. I want to do that. That's annoying. You pissed me off. I don't want to watch you anymore. You make me mad. You're so good. You have so much finesse. You're so much farther ahead of me. You're so pretty. You're so talented. You piss me off. I don't want to watch you. You trigger me. You make me mad. That's usually a really good indicator of the side of you that wants to come out. And the women you judge the hardest typically have an element of this inner part of you that you've tamped down, and she's pissed off and she wants to come out to play. So that anger and that judgment that you direct to other women is typically self-directed anger from a part of you that wants to come out to play. Woo-saw, took you to church. And my look always has triggered women until they were like, oh, because you're free and you're powerful and you're sexy and you're alluring and you turn heads everywhere that you go. And actually it's an inner magnetism that I want to be like. And when I'm like, oh, and yes, I bring this out of people, come play in my world, they're like, I'm there. Like, I don't care that you used to judge me. I've judged a lot of people, and it was really my insides going like, let me out. The drizzle effect wants to come drizzle. The turn on wants to come out. Let me come play. So if there's people that trigger you, like, look at it and go like, what piece of them? And Dana said, I've seen so much more of your heart now. Yeah, you got into the white turtle and the brownie. But this is the funky thing about the drizzle effect. Check this out. Check this out. Your drizzle effect, your full self-expression, the part of you that is the third axis of energetics that makes people scroll stop and go like, ah, what does she have? That part of you, it runs on two frequencies. It runs on the frequency of desire. We talked about this yesterday. We talked about this yesterday. People will see it and it will take them into desire, and they'll go, oh, I want that. Oh, that's so alluring. Or they're going to go like into a trigger, which is desperation, which is like, that hurts me to look at it. So when you put your drizzle effect out there into the social media platform or in real life with people, there are either going to be people who want it and they're like, sign me up. Or there are going to be people who are like, that bothers me. And the rest of the world will not even notice it because they're not playing on your frequency. So it's either going to be, I'm triggered because I want it, or I want it because I want it. And those are the people who are actually on the frequency of you. So you'll find when people buy from you, they're one or the other. And if you really want to be amazing in the online space and as a leader and as a mentor, you got to be okay with the fact that people buy because you piss them off. And they're going to have self-projected energy on you, especially for certain human designs. I'm one of them. A lot of people self-project. They project their stuff on me, and I'm like, okay, I know what that is. And also, you're welcome. Come play. So you're going to have people that buy because they like it. And then there's going to be people who buy because they're pissed off, but they like it. And everyone else, you're going to be invisible to. Because you only attract what's on your frequency. There's going to be a whole world of people that don't give a crap what you're talking about. And those are most of the people that you're afraid are going to judge you. And they can't even see you. They don't even notice what you're talking about. But the people who are on your frequency, they're in alignment to work with you, pay you, buy from you, walk with you, be with you. It's going to be either out of pure desire or pissed off. Because they want it, and their desire is expressing as desperation and anger. Because they want it. They want to live it. They want that freedom. They want that life. And it bothers them. So either they're going to be very loud about how much it bothers them, and that will come to you as like, oh my God, I'm hurting people. I'm making them mad. I should be quiet. No, really, the people who are the loudest about disagreeing with you, there's something about you that they like. Otherwise, they wouldn't have even noticed you. Their frequency would be above or below you. But the fact that you're even on their radar tells you there's something about you that they want, that they magnetize to, even if they hate it. Don't take it personal when people criticize your stuff. People say jealousy is just love and hate at the same time. The loudest, meanest people love you and they can't stand it. So they hate you. Loud. But if they weren't on your frequency somewhere inside, they wouldn't have even noticed you. Check this out with manifestation. Say people judge, I'm just going to throw this out because it's easy. It's an easy example. Say people hate me because of what I look like. I've had very religious people come in my inbox and say like, no wonder that you make money because your tits are all over the internet. Like, I know what you're selling. And it's women who say this to me. And I'm like, okay, first of all, if you tell me to turn it down a notch, I'm guaranteed turning it up 5. So here's more. Would you like more? There's more. So no, I'm not going to be quiet for you. And second of all, if somewhere in your psyche you didn't want to see tits, you wouldn't have noticed me. So would you please release the part of you that would like to show their tits or would like to see some tits? And just be real. Because it would help out your whole life. We would all be happier. It would be good for you. It would be good for your partner. It'd be good for the world. Just like let that tamp down energy go. Okay? You'll be all right. It'll be all good. So I used to get really freaked out. Like my stomach would drop through the floor when like I finally got the guts to be myself online. And I would finally do like the post I wanted and say my truth and put my pictures. And I was like, yes, I did it. I'm fully self-expressed. And then like some person would come in my inbox and be like, you're a slut. My sons look at your Facebook stories. Could you please cover up sometimes? It's not attractive for a mother. And I'd be like, lovingly, respectfully, I will block you from seeing my account since this so fully activates you. And I'm pretty sure your sons have seen boobs. Block. Right, maybe there's a side of this mother that would like to make some money with her tits. Right? And all of this today is part of my Drizzle effect. It's like the way that I come across on camera, it's going to trigger some people, it's going to activate some people, it's going to pull some people into full self-desire, and they're going to be like, what the hell does this girl have? And then they're going to say, I will be there for a 5-day class. And they're going to dig in past the caramel, past the branding, and they're going to be like, what is this? Did I just sense a pecan? That's delicious. Deeper. Is that a fudge brownie? I didn't know she had this many layers. Who is this girl? What else does she have on her menu? And I like go to the link in my in my bio. I have lots of things on my menu for you. This is the drizzle effect. There's more to you. Let the surface come out. Let yourself be so potent that when people scroll, they land on your words and they're like, oh, I can't wait to hear more that she has to say. She just activates me. What the hell else does she have to say? And let them go past your pictures and let them see the most potent version of you. Don't be afraid to show more than how you woke up in the morning, because that's one frequency, but there's a bigger frequency of you. There's more. There's more. There's more. There's more. So, okay. I'm going to close today out with an invitation to you. If you are only here to take my class and be activated in that fashion, I'm about to talk about things that are for offer for you to engage with. And so if you're not here for that, I fully respect you, but I'm going to move into offers. So if that's all you're here for, I will peace out. I will see you tomorrow. Remember, this 5 days is an experiment with your own self-potency and your own self-commitment. So I'll see you tomorrow. A lot of people don't even show up for a whole 5 days. The industry standard is there's 14% of people that ever finish a program. Let's see who you are. I'll see you tomorrow. And if there's some of you who are like, no, let me let her out. Let me let her out. Let me let her out. What do I do? Okay, here we go. I'm going to tell you 3 different things that we could do together. And I'm going to go by most expensive to least expensive, just an FYI. Okay, so most expensive, biggest investment currently. There is something happening on September 3rd and 4th. It's United States Labor Day weekend. It's an in-person live event with me. The price on it, as soon as we are done, is going to go up to $2,222, and tomorrow it's going to be $3,333. So it's $2,222 right now. Tomorrow it's going to be $3,333. So if you were thinking about coming to our live event, move mountains. Ask yourself, how can you make it happen? Where are the resources? How could this come to be? Who can watch your kids? How can you travel there? What will it take? Don't be afraid to ask those manifesting questions from God, yourself, the universe, yourself, your subconscious mind. Ask how it can happen. So what this includes is 3 weeks of pre-coaching. The pre-coaching part of this offer, it starts this Friday. So you're going to be put in a group coaching mastermind with all the women who are coming to Atlanta for this event for 3 weeks of pre-coaching with me. And it's going to embody a lot. It's going to be not just like what to pack to come to Atlanta, because it's very surface level, but it does matter. We're going to talk about the deeper versions of you that want to come out to play. The fullest, most potent, embodied versions of you that want to come out to play. We're going to talk about them. We're going to give them names. We're going to name your alter egos. That's fun. So that when you're on camera, we can call her out. We're going to talk about what this woman likes to express like. What does she aspire to wear? How does she aspire to tousle her hair, or does she aspire to shave her head? Who is she? Are there a couple different versions of you that want to come out to play in person and have photo shoots for your dazzling personal brand? Is there a softer side of you that is saintly and motherly and nurturing and organic and ethereal? Is there that side? And we want to pull her out. What does she express like? What does she emote like? What is she wearing? What are the accessories? What are the things? We're going to plan it out over 3 weeks so that by the time that you get to Atlanta, we're literally just like in sisterhood. We're doing beauty rituals to prep. We're having juicy, deep conversations, and we're doing photo shoots with you. So the investment currently, I believe it's right now at $1,888. As soon as I'm done here, it's going to $2,222, and it's going to stay like that overnight. Tomorrow at the end of the training, it's going up to $3,333. 3 weeks of a pre-coaching container with me. 2 days live in Atlanta. It's about, I think it's like a 20-30 minute drive from the Atlanta airport. A private retreat property, luxury. Your lunches are provided. We're going to have a really juicy 90-minute luxury lunch together. I've got you covered for that. Luxury swag bags. I'm including luxury pieces of cosmetics to do a lot of this work with. Lots of pre-engagement so that you know exactly what to expect. And you're going to leave there with photo shoots that let your drizzle factor come forward. We're going to get the third axis of energetics flying for you. We're going to have you on camera emoting and expressing in a way that when people scroll past your picture, they're going to see the look in your eye and they're going to feel your power, because you're allowing full self-expression to your deepest desires. Because that is what I like to do with my clients. So that event is called the Frequency of Beauty Live. My baby hairs are really in full force today. That's cute. It's right now $1,888, going up to $2,222. And Jessie, who's been with our team and the most amazing human being for so long, she said that there's now payment options available on the website. So there's, through PayPal, there's a pay later option that can give you a payment plan. We also have Afterpay with Stripe, so you don't have to pay the full amount up front. You have like payment plan options available, and it's on our website. So if you go to the site to check out, you're good with like payment plan options. There's 2 different ones there. So there's that. And if you don't like either of those, just message me. My team can also do like an invoice or like a payment plan with links. Okay, so that's thing number 1. Frequency of Beauty, the live event. I'm going to also say this is a very limited time offer because I don't know if I'm ever going to do it again. Period. I don't. The last time that I did this was 2 years ago, and it was nothing of this magnitude. It was amazing. A lot of you were there, but it doesn't even touch the embodiment of who I am today and what I'm doing here. So it is what it is. Second option that we've got. If you cannot make it to the retreat version of this event, there is an option coming up mid-September. It's in pre-sale right now for the best deal that you're going to find it for. It is also going to go up to $3,333, and it's currently, Jessie, what's the price on it? I want to say it's $777. So this is the Frequency of Beauty program. This one is Facebook accessible. It's also available on Kajabi. It gives you a delicious package delivered to your home of some of the most luxury items for doing your beauty rituals. And come mid-September, we're doing the next round of the virtual edition, where every day you'll get a new fresh beauty ritual to do. There's representation inside of this program of many different sizes, shapes, ages, and shades. So we have my mother who's in her 60s, myself in my 30s. We have women of color. We have many, many different faces being represented there as like the models inside of these rituals. Every day you get a fresh ritual for 30 days. And we're also doing mindset work, manifestation work, and you get $555 worth of luxury items when you join now. So the Frequency of Beauty program online version, it starts again in September. You can join now in pre-sale for $777. So that's a vibe. The cool thing with that program too is that if you're joining for the September roster, you can get immediate access and go in there and binge watch things if you like it. And there's also capacity that you can hang on to the recordings and hang on to the program and interact in the community the whole year. So if you get it now, you keep access the entire year. up until the last day of the year, which is pretty cool. Because sometimes people sell programs and like you have it for 2 weeks and then it's done, or like you're in it for the month and then they shut the container. This one is like you keep the group for the whole year. So that one is $777. And the third thing that I want to invite you to is, it's a little bit unconventional as far as the beauty things, but it definitely has potency. It does come with makeup, Dana. It does. The third option that I want to say, it's $111 a month or $888 paid in full, and it's called the Millionaire's Desk. The Millionaire's Desk. The Millionaire's Desk is a girlfriend's money club for money mindset, money manifestation. Every single month, there's a live training in there from the best of money mindset, CEO mindset, money manifestation, energetics, the energetics of manifestation. It's all about money. But there's a lot of it that, like the first month or two, people really realize their money wounds and undo them. And then the rest of the year, it's like, we're going to be manifesting cash. So we're only in the first month. The first month was July, and we have not dropped the August training yet. So you would be able to jump in, definitely binge watch July. You're fresh for August. And that container, we're going to close registration for it pretty soon here. There's like 75 women already in. It's amazing. Amazing. A lot of people are in there that are not coaches. It's literally a money manifestation thing for anyone, for any woman. But right now it's $111 a month for a year-long subscription, or it's $888 paid in full. It's called the Millionaire's Desk. It's trainings every month. There's also a mastermind component to this. So you get dropped into our mastermind container and you can go in there and check in as much as you want. I'm in there laser coaching at minimum 1 afternoon a month right after my training. So that's really fun. So those are 3 options to come into my world and play and release the versions of you that are so connected to your desires and they're asking for full expression. Let's let them out to play. All right, guys. I've had so much fun with you today. I hope it didn't bother you that I shot a money gun and grabbed my boobs and did all kinds of crazy things, but that's just who I am. I love you so much. I'm going to see you tomorrow because we talked about the drizzle effect today. Next up, we're going to talk about pop. Thursday, we're going to talk about cash. And Friday is the finale where we're going to draw our big winner. Don't forget to share the graphic and get your name back in the draw for really fun manifestation tools like money guns and money blankies and all the fun things. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow. And I can't wait to see who else is coming for the retreat. Okay. Love you guys so much. Bye.